Invictus is here, and here is some testing. We've got the minimum spec system versus the 5800X3D and the 3080. This testing, many bottom spies died to bring this testing because I was incredibly frustrated because all sorts of things went wrong, but we've got some side-by-side testing on the same server, and I've got the actual footage up for you to see. So first up, we've got this is in Horizon, just in the Cloud View Center, waiting for the tram to get out of there after getting out the hubs. And you'll see the minimum spec system is really struggling, and even really the high-end 5800X3D is really struggling still. That's quite a low result for that chip. Next up, we've got the tram ride to the convention center, and the minimum spec system was actually being GPU bottlenecked here pretty heavily by the clouds as you get out of the city, as you get out of the main city, and the entity count, which you'll see there, will go dramatically down, and therefore the CPU performance will be better. But then the minimum spec system was then GPU bound, so I've dropped it to 720p to give it a chance, just so we can see really how well the CPU can do, the 8400. But yes, significant difference as you start off the run here, but then as it goes through, you'll see actually the minimum spec becomes quite playable. As the entity count drops, as you get out of all the craziness of Horizon itself, which I think has to be now the toughest part of the game to run for a CPU. Actually, it's overtaken all the other cities. Yeah, you'll see here the performance will start to creep up and up, and obviously the 5800X3D is doing pretty well, 60 FPS there, which is nice. But as it continues this long journey, we're going to see 90 odd FPS there, potentially even more. But you'll see, yeah, we've gone above 30 on the minimum spec system, and you'll see at a certain point as you transition out of the city, out of the streaming bubble, I guess we're talking about the tech that they've been working on recently, you'll see that 100,000 entity count, it will plummet. At a certain point it just basically falls off a cliff and ends up about 60,000. Yeah, here we go. So that's dropping right down now, but the performance of the rest of everything is going right up. So we're now 45 FPS is very nice, drop down again. But yeah, big frames on the 5800X3D, over 100 FPS there. But even the minimum spec system, as they leave the craziness of the main part of Horizon and the entity count drops right down, performance gets much better. And it's really good work from CIG to do this, basically to lay out the convention center miles away from the city so that they can do this. And I think this is what they're going to do with the dynamic event that's coming up. You may have seen the platforms with all the dead bodies all over it. Again, they're miles away from actual Horizon, and so performance hopefully will be good. But yeah, this isn't bad for the minimum spec system there. And the last part is this area outside of the convention centres. Good performance from the minimum spec system and the top end system, the 5800X and 3080. 3080 hasn't been in trouble at any point in this. The clouds are on medium to give the low end system a chance. So the 3080's barely been doing anything. But yeah, good performance from the 5800X3D. But again, that's playable on the left. If you come in with a fairly not great CPU, if you actually can get yourself out of Horizon and to the convention centre, you should be doing pretty well. And so CIG obviously made the choice to choose Horizon as the area they're going to use. That was a risky thing because Horizon itself, the performance is really bad on low-end hardware. But yeah, if you can get out of the city, you're pretty set. So there you go, that's enough of this one. See you soon, bye.